seated. So the last couple of days have been really, really nice. And I've noticed that everybody in my neighborhood is outside all of a sudden. And people are sort of looking around at their yards and sort of raking some stuff here and there and sort of digging around. And I think that people are thinking about what they might want to plant in their gardens, right?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
I already planted a sunflower and I already made my own terrarium.
Oh,
and
wow.
my own ecosystem.
Nice. That is amazing. That is amazing. Anybody else have planted or are thinking about planting something in their yard or their garden? Yeah. Yeah. So sunflower is really cool. You know, a sunflower, have you ever eaten those sunflower seeds? Mm-hmm. You know, they bake them so that they can't like grow inside their stomach, right? But that's not, I mean, that's not what they make. But anyway, the little sunflower seeds, they're about this big, right? And you plant them. And then I have this picture of the sunflower that we grew. It's like 12 feet tall. It's bigger, it's like twice as tall as I am. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. So I hope your sunflower grows that tall. And then that one sunflower has like 100 or 200 seeds in it. So there's something that Jesus said in the gospel. I don't know if you picked up on it. He said, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it can't bear any fruit. But if it does, it will bear fruit. And it's kind of like that sunflower seed. That seed has to go into the ground and it has to, in a sense, die. In the sense that it has to germinate. A lot of times, the stuff that's coming up right now, like all over the place, those seeds have been laying in the ground all winter long. And they've been decomposing, and the kernel of that seed though is down in there, and it springs to life at this time of year. And so Jesus says, unless you plant that little seed, you're not going to see the harvest of what that seed brings up. And wheat is kind of like a sunflower. It comes up, and each little wheat stalk has dozens and dozens of other seeds or other kernels of wheat. So what do you think Jesus was talking about when he was talking about how wheat has to be planted and grown? You know what he was talking about? He was talking about himself. This part of the Gospel of John is right in the middle of the book. And so the first part is all about what Jesus did before Holy Week. Holy Week is what's going to start next week, right? But then the second half of John is all about what happens that week. The week between Palm Sunday, when everyone says, Hosanna, blessed is the name of the Lord. Jesus rode into the city on a donkey, and later that week, he was crucified. So the whole second half of John is about that. And what Jesus was saying about the wheat, he was predicting his own death. He was trying to tell his disciples what was going to happen. And so we are about to finish up the season of Lent, and we're about to celebrate Holy Week. Next week is going to be really special because we're going to have palm branches, and we're going to ring bells and sing songs, and it's going to be really cool. But this is a very, very, very special time of year when we think about the last week of Jesus' life leading up to the joy of Easter. And it's kind of like that seed. The joy of spring, the joy of the summertime when all of those plants start to grow and you start being able to pick tomatoes and you see your sunflowers like 18 feet tall. All of that joy begins with the planting. And that's kind of like the season of Easter and Holy Week. All of the joy of Easter begins with and ends with what Jesus has done for us when he died on the cross. Amen.
Amen.